Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we have another brand kind of investigation opinion piece, we should call it. And we're gonna take a little look at the downfall of the Jenner / Kardashian beauty empire. Yes. They both had hugely successful launches, and it kind of went a little bit more downhill from there. So we're going to take a look into that today. As always, we're going to be looking at some facts that may have shaped the road for these brands. And also I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of personal opinion in there also. Do let me know down below in the comments, have you ever used a product from Kardashian Jenner, not just for makeup, but one of their brands in general? Be very interested to know. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and comment. It really does help the channel. So if you like this kind of content, please let me know just by thumbsing up. Okay, so let's just get into it. So with these two particular brands, the story kind of starts with the Kylie Jenner launch. There was a Kardashian beauty thing before, but we'll ignore that for this video. So in 2015 is when Kylie Cosmetics was launched. Now that feels like such a long time ago now. Saying 2015 when it feels like just yesterday. And of course, it was called Kylie Beauty, riding the wave of her fame and her massive social media following, and of course her overdrawn lips.
I'm just obsessed with lip liners and lipsticks in general, and I can't leave the house without them. I just decided to take matters into my own hands.
So proud of her.
My youngest entrepreneur, happy for her.
This all came about because somebody taught Kylie, her makeup artist, a friend, showed her how to overline her lips, or somebody was overlining her lips for her. And maybe also because of maybe just a smidgen of lip filler, allegedly.
How does she get these beautiful lips?
I have temporary lip fillers. It's just an insecurity of mine, and it's what I wanted to do. I'm just not ready to talk to reporters about my lips yet.
People were like fascinated by her bigger lips and like, oh my God, they look so naturally big, and all this was just a lip liner? Like, that's magic. That's witchcraft and wizardry. That's Dungeons and Dragons. What else is like, I don't know. And people also wanted, you know, the Kylie lip look. Like, no one had ever had big lips before. They wanted, you know, the Kylie lip. And this, of course, resulted in one of the craziest trends you'll see online, the Kylie lip trend. I'm going to link you to my brother James's video, which he also posted today, which focuses a little bit more on the kind of like a little bit more of a serious side of the brands and, you know, some lawsuits, I believe. I'll leave that linked on the screen here and also down below. And this, of course, eventually led to the launch of the Kylie lip kits. Now, I think this was a really good idea because people wanted her lips. Why not? You know, she said it was a lip liner. Why not launch that lip liner? You know what I mean? Now, I was still just doing like makeup artistry back then. I wasn't on YouTube. I wasn't like invested in beauty YouTube at the time either. I was just trying to, you know, live my life and get by. But I had to kind of look up these lip kits because people would always ask me, clients would always ask me, have I tried these lip kits? Do you have anything like these lip kits? And I was like, I have no idea what they are. But people would always ask me about them. I didn't actually try them until somebody bought one and I was like, hey, let me put it on you because I want to see what the deal is. It was fine. However, they did kind of make out that the concept of having a lipstick and a matching liner was this brand new concept that they had come up with. Like, you know, there's a gap in the market. People need this. Nobody provides this for us. You know, it's so hard to find a matching lipstick and a matching lip liner. It's really not that hard. Again, being a makeup artist back then, it was something that we, you know, did and wanted to do. And a lot of people did. You didn't have to be a makeup artist. Working in beauty retail, people would come in and say, I'm looking for a lipstick or a lip liner that matches my lipstick or my lip liner exactly. And it was achievable and doable. There was no gap in the market. Depends what market you're shopping in, I guess. Very strange. I do have to say, you don't have to pretend that you've come up with something revolutionary. You can make a product just because you like it. And your lip liner and your lipstick don't always have to match. But for a lot of people, you know, it's a preference and that's fine. What I think was a good idea was selling them together as a set. People liked makeup sets, you know, it was almost like somebody had decided, your makeup for you. Somebody was doing it for you. Here's the 2 ingredients you need. Your lips are done. Okay, so imagine this. So you're a Kylie Jenner fan, right? Or perhaps you're just a fan of new makeup launches, of collecting makeup. It's the big day. It's the Kylie lip kit launch day. You're waiting. You've been waiting for this. It's been hyped up everywhere. And you're sitting there, you know, on your sofa, on your bed, phone in hand. Maybe you got a laptop on your lap just so you don't miss it. You got every single option going of how you're gonna buy this lip kit. You know it's in high demand. You know what shade you want. You're ready to go. You're on the homepage. It's like coming soon or whatever. Ready, you're ready. The exact minute the launch goes live, you refresh or you click the page, it struggles a little bit. Thousands and thousands of people are headed over to this page now to buy this lip kit at exactly the same time as you. It's fine. You scroll down to the shade you want, sold out, gone. But it's only been almost a minute and that's it. You try another shade, sold out. All of them are sold out. In the short space of time it took you to refresh the homepage. Gone. Gone, 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 gone. You hang around hoping maybe someone hasn't checked out and it'll come back in. No deal. All gone. All of them are sold out. You have been defeated on the new product launch.
I went on the website at 8:59, refreshed it at 9, and it immediately said sold out.
Kylie Jenner's lip kits are definitely poppin'. After months of waiting, Kylie's lip kits have been released to the public, and if you couldn't get your hands on them in the first few minutes, you may be out of luck.
Now, considering this lip kit had been so hyped up online, it is Kylie Jenner. When they launched this product, they decided to only launch with 15,000 initial units. So we're talking like thousands and thousands of people, maybe even millions, considering her following, were waiting for this launch, the day of this launch, and only 15,000 people, which is a high number, but you know, considering the situation, it's really not. And even her team, they were like, this is like a record amount. Apparently, in comparison, there were influencer collaborations doing much more on launch day than that. Influencers with less of a following. Okay, so I'm gonna put this into perspective using me as an example, right? So I have on Instagram about 300 and something thousand. And here on YouTube, I have almost 1 million. Almost there, almost there. I did a collaboration with a brand recently. I did like my own like collaboration box where I put products that I love into this box and it was discounted and it was, you know, sold to people. In terms of units, when we were like, how much can I realistically sell on Instagram? So we didn't do like any YouTube thing. I think I did like a short on YouTube, but it was mainly to my Instagram audience of the 300,000. How many units can I sell realistically? We landed on 2,000 units off this box. And we sold out within, I think it was a month we sold out in. So Kylie being one of the most followed people at the time with millions and millions of followers on Instagram, a TV show and other various outlets being able to advertise. And also don't forget some very famous sisters who also had millions of followers at the time who could even just mention the product. Decided on 15,000 units. That is 13,000 more units than what I decided to set one. 13,000. She had a following of over 40 million in 2015. The year these launched, the numbers don't add up, and this leads me to think it's one of those, we sold out so quick sales tactics. You know, you sell out quick, next time when people want it, they're gonna buy it up quick, just in case they miss out. It had to have been no one who works for her who was like, 15,000 might be safe. I don't think so. Anyway, I don't work in marketing? I don't know. Okay, so let's move on through like the Kylie Jenner situation. A few things happened, a few lawsuits, things like that. But I want to talk about like a kind of a trust issue, I guess you could say, with this brand. So there were kind of talks and a little bit of conspiracy that perhaps the Kylie Jenner cosmetics products were pretty much just ColourPop at a more expensive price point with the same quality. Now this is quite the accusation. ColourPop products are good. I love ColourPop products, right? But because they are ColourPop prices, if they were any more, I might not be willing to pay that price. The company that make ColourPop are a company called Seed Beauty, right? Everyone was saying that Kylie is Seed Beauty. Her team denied this. They were like, no, we have no affiliation with ColourPop whatsoever. Not at all, which isn't a bad thing. But I guess if you're trying to be like this luxury brand that's overpriced, of course you want to not be seen as the same as a more affordable brand perhaps. Especially when you could just be paying ColourPop prices. Like for example, Kylie's lip kits were $34. right? You can get a liquid lipstick and a lip liner on Colourpop for $16, and even less with one of the codes a lot of influencers have, like mine, linked down below. But despite Kylie Cosmetics saying it had no affiliation, Seed Beauty said something completely different.
Kylie and her family have been friends for years. It's a good fit and a good partnership, and we're happy to support that business and partner with her to really, bring her vision to life.
All this led to lawsuits, companies' secret formulas being shared when they shouldn't have been, loads of different things. But I want to look at the brands today from a customer viewpoint, and maybe people weren't aware of all the lawsuits, and maybe they just didn't care, So it was time for a rebrand for Kylie Cosmetics, and this is where everything kind of started going downhill a little bit. Like, don't get me wrong, there were things before, but this was it. Basically, the relaunch was because they had to change the formulas. They moved from Seed Beauty, who make Colourpop, to Coty, who I believe do things like Gucci, things like that. So the formulas were going to be different. Of course, you can't share formulas with everything, so they had to relaunch everything. The relaunch was all right. It looked nice, it looked good. That's a good thing about her brand, it's cohesive. But they really went for it with a relaunch. They deleted old Instagram posts. They didn't want any of their old stuff around anymore, which they couldn't because they didn't really sell that formula anyway. But let's talk about these trust issues that we would have from Kylie Cosmetics that were public knowledge, that maybe weren't meant to be so public, but maybe they slightly damaged the reputation of Kylie Cosmetics and the brand. First of all, the fake billionaire thing. For those of you who don't know, she said she was a billionaire. Turns out she wasn't. Something like that. To disguising having to change her brand and formulas as a relaunch because you want it to be more clean. That's why I said we want it to be more clean. We don't believe in clean here. Free, right? It all started with that lip liner. Telling people that it was just a lip liner that made your lips look magically bigger. When we all knew really that was a lie, right? It's okay to have a little bit of lip filler. That's fine. Who cares? Just wait, is that false advertising? To say you haven't had your lips on and it'd be like, it's a lip liner and still lip liner. Now listen, there's nothing worse than big companies stealing from small creators. There's a makeup artist called Vlaga Haggerty. This is their book, The Art of the Lip. And it's just some absolutely incredible, it's such a good little, what do they call it, coffee table book. It has all these pictures of this amazing lip art in. Kylie Cosmetics posted this campaign and it was like gold hands like this up against her face and this kind of blood red virgin on burgundy lip. This was extremely similar, suspiciously so, to a image by Vlada. She was called out for it. And rightly so, because it was a direct copy. I believe they sorted it out. I believe that was all sorted now, but it's just something like that. It's not a good look. So let's just touch on Kim Kardashian's brand very quickly. So Kim launched was it KKW or just Kim, I don't know what the name was back then, I'm lost. In 2017, she ventured into making makeup. Now listen, this kind of made sense, especially like maybe even more back in time. She should have done it sooner because she was kind of known for that contour, right? There was that picture of her with all those contour stripes, very Kevin Naquan back in the day. Sorry, I just had to get my other dog. Her brother's gone to the vet. She's a bit stressed. So when I'm working on these videos, right, about these brands, I always like to go like back in time on YouTube and look up some like previous reviews, like old reviews from the launches. The reviews of this, so she launches these contour sticks, right? These like double-ended contour sticks. And she does the same with her brushes. I'm not really a fan of the like two-sided brushes. People would like them. People would buy them. It's Kim Kardashian. People are gonna buy stuff she puts out. So she puts out these like contour sticks.
It shook the world that she came out with her own makeup line. It took too long. Her sister did it first, but I'm glad she did it. She came out with something that she's known for. The little brush is super cute. It has like her little figure, hourglass figure. It comes with a little sponge.
So once we are in, we have these two contour sticks. Well, one's a contour, one's a highlight stick, and the smallest brush you have ever seen. And we have a lighter color and a darker color.
They are very, very pigmented and creamy. Again, there is the cream highlight, and then here is the shimmery highlight.
Some people like them, of course, because they were like gifted, all this kind of stuff. But for a lot of people, these products would not blend. They would not move on the skin. It was like they put them on the skin and it was there, it was stuck, it wasn't moving, it didn't want to move. Unblendable. Lines all over the face. Awful. People really didn't have a good time. They also came, the packaging was one of the complaints as well.
I have to admit, this looks like Forever 21 packaging. I'm so sorry. It came in this little like sausage packaging inside. It was different, but still I feel like I was opening up some salchichas up in here. It broke. So, and it fell. Look how much product it has. For $48.
I was so mad at you guys. Like, you guys don't have no idea. I was pissed.
Okay, this right here is a waste of time. This product sucks. I'm sorry. I was rooting for you, Kim Kardashian. You're the queen of contour and highlight.
Are you fucking kidding me? Sorry, but that is the amount of product you are getting. Okay, that's not blending out very nicely on here. It's not blending. No, I'm not actually joking, it's not blending.
This packaging just looks really, really, what's the word that I'm looking for? It looks cheap, but this is literally all of the product that you get. Not a lot of product at all, especially for the price. As you can see, it does blend it out, but what it does is it just spreads the product all over the place without actually like buffing it and pressing it into your skin. I hope you guys can see this, that instead of actually like blending it out, it just moves around the product all over my face.
They would arrive in like these, what's it called? Where you, like, they do it with like meat and fish, vacuum pack or vacuum seal. It would arrive like that. Again, I have to say, from a makeup point of view, these aren't really contour sticks. These are bronzers. Those shades aren't contour appropriate. They're bronze, they're too warm, there's too much redness in them to be contour. But what I found baffling, right, is she has many makeup artist friends, I'm sure, people who would gladly help her out. If my friend was launching a makeup brand and was like, Robert, would you try these? Give me some feedback. Gladly, absolutely. Do it for free. I'll do it for free. Why did nobody tell her? Why did nobody tell her? Also, you need to see the face kits, like the highlight and the contour chalk. Awful, 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 awful texture, awful colors.
Okay, so it comes with two highlighters. One, this is for the light palette, but they have a lot of sheen to it. One's a little more goldy white and one's a bit more pinky. And then there is two bronzer contour colors. I'll do them on Heather. These bronzers are amazing. Then there's like a more gray undertone one. Better for Heather's skin tone. These are like my favorite colors. I've been working on these colors for so long.
It just wasn't good. Where were her friends? Where were these people to say, you know what, this isn't quite right, unless she didn't see them before, unless she didn't see them in production. You know what I mean? How into this brand was she? How much of a part of this brand was she in terms of production, shades, all this? Now, there were some things from the Kim Kardashian brand that people really liked. I do see some people asking for, I think, the lip liners and stuff to come back into stock. Thing is, with the Kardashians in general, right? Why is there a downfall of this beauty empire that was once worth millions and millions and millions? Probably is still worth millions, maybe not the billions that it could potentially be anymore. Why is there such a disconnect? What is happening? Why is there this downfall? Why is there this sudden loss of interest in the Kardashian Jenner tribe cult? Listen, nothing against them. I think they've done really, really well with what they've done, and if they want to release makeup products, workout DVDs, forklifts, for all I care. If they want to release it, release it. As long as your heart is in it. Do you have a passion for forklifts? Kylie? I love forklifts. I have forklifts since I was a child. Then sure, why the hell not, you know? Make that money, I don't care. One of my least favorite phrases is cash grab, right? Because everything everyone releases, they want to make money from. Of course, that's the point in releasing things, but I have never felt the sense cash grab more than I have with Kim's brand, right? Kylie's looks like a brand. The packaging is well thought out. The shades are well thought out. There's just no soul. There's no soul in this brand. There's no knowledge of a brand. There's no want to sell it. There's no need to sell it. But I suppose you would get comfortable when everything you do just sells out anyway and you don't have to do anything, really. People are just gonna like it without second guessing it, you know? The Kim Kardashian products, right? if we're talking about cash grab. These products have really bad reviews. And I'm sorry, but these are basic, at best, products. They look drugstore, not that there's anything wrong with drugstore, but if you're gonna charge not drugstore prices, then there's an issue. The shades, the tones, the formula itself aren't good. I would love to know the level of involvement that both of them have in their own brand. And I feel like people are starting to feel a disconnect because there's no connect with the person whose name is on this brand and the brand itself. And I don't mean to be rude, but the Kardashians and Jenners aren't the most expressive people ever. So when you talk about their brand and it's kind of like this, it's kind of a bit, it's weird to say they're not very good salespeople when everything they do makes millions, because they have something going for them, absolutely. But it's just kind of like, we can kind of see through it now. People aren't as prone to sales tactics and marketing and advertising as they used to be. We can see through things. People are over the Kardashians and the Jenners anyway. We've seen a rise in people saying this kind of era is coming to an end. And although they've tried to make like a more visible kind of attempt to be more relatable, unless Kim Kardashian comes out, it's like, listen, I have really bad IBS and I can't eat cheese, otherwise I almost shit myself. I don't think they're ever going to be relatable in any way. Celebrity isn't impressive to anyone anymore. Being famous for being famous isn't as impressive to us anymore as it used to be. It's not like the early 2000s where we just like to watch rich people fuck things up. And especially with the younger generations, they're looking at this as like, so why is she famous? Why are these people famous? We're in this stage in life where we're all just trying to get by. We all just want to get by. We all just want to be people, and we want to relate to people who are doing the same. Seeing some multi-millionaire go through her bag and be like, oh my god, my really expensive watch, how did that get in there next to my new lip balm or whatever it was, isn't relatable in the least. And no one cares. No one cares that you're rich. The Kardashians and the Jenners have obviously done incredibly well for themselves. And why not make the most out of your fame, you know? Advertise what you can. Make what you can. But again, the general public are a lot smarter than advertisers, marketing people, and celebrities give them credit for. Your heart needs to be in it. And when it's not, it's extremely obvious. You can tell. Here's hoping that there's a new Kardashian makeup release, because I think it's a good route for her to go down. So what, her sister has a competitive brand, you're still gonna make good money, just make it good. Okay, I would love to know your opinions down below in the description box. I always like to have this conversation, and you always bring up really good points that maybe I've missed out and add to it. I'm like, oh, I didn't think of it that way. So do comment down below. You can watch more videos like this right here. If there's other brands that you want me to do a little bit more of a deep dive into, listen, I have a whole list of brands I just want to say stuff about. Not always negative, not always something, but I do have a lot of opinions. But if you want to add to that list, let me know the names of those companies down below. Thank you again. I'll see you very, very soon. Bye.